So I want to be very careful, grounded, and respectful. I have a reality that I can't talk about because it's a fine line between intuition and accusation. What I've witnessed and what he's done to me in the past is deeply unsettling. And watching this YouTuber who makes a lot of videos about MPD, she was discussing 10 things that narcissists do that are very strange when it comes to their sexuality. And it was triggering to me. I feel shaken right now because thinking of some of the experiences I've gone through. I've hidden for so many years. And I want to make sure that for my own integrity and my peace and my safety, I'm not going to accuse anybody. But I will talk about the truth and the facts. If the court does want to know more, I will tell the truth. And one of the most profound, terrible realizations that I found out a year later after it happened was when the narc made sexualized comments about my own sister and my niece when they were in their bathing suits. My older sister was in town with my niece, and we were all together, and I didn't realize that had happened. I didn't know he was commenting about their body and making comments how he would do both of them. He was hitting on them and being very crude. The truth was delayed, and I was not aware for an entire year. My mom is the one that eventually told me, because my sister and my niece, or both of them, told my mom what had happened, and here they were nicknaming him Creepy Uncle, as he should be looked at as a creep. You know, he's always been very secretive about his sexual interests, and he put, again, the blame on me and framed his secrecy as fearing judgment from me. I've seen some disturbing things on the internet, and it was from his history. When we were barely married, I was just thinking, you're not into bestiality, are you? He denied it. He denied ever looking at gay porn too, but the fact of the matter of it is that these are all red flags. These are all real events. I'm not imagining what happened. He always showed an unusual fixation on weird topics, like Jeffrey Epstein, and talking about these young women who were sexualized and abused. And he would often talk about sexual things and really, really nasty in his comments, and commenting how he was aroused, and it could be anything that would arouse him. But he would always say that he was joking, or that's just who he is. But the point is, I fear what's right around the corner. I'm not, again, accusing him of anything. You know, now that we're not together, that's his private behavior, and I really pray, I really hope it doesn't involve something illegal or predatory, but I wouldn't put it past him. He would stoop that low. There is a lock on his door now, and he did have a habit of locking me out of our bedroom when we were together. He needed that time alone on his computer, talking to whoever, or doing his podcast, or watching whatever, and more than ever, it's just very secretive, and I feel a darkness. I have. This secrecy might conceal darker impulses, and what he has said in the past, I wouldn't be surprised And again, I'm not disclosing anything more than facts, and I'm not accusing him. I'm trying to be responsible with my words, and I just know that this type of person, he has always felt sexually entitled, and really has seen me as an object and used me as an object, and, my boundaries were crossed. He has been very inappropriate with different people in front of me and situations, and, he has no morals. He has this fixation on talking obsessively about deviance, and I know it's a thrill for him, because he's seeking those people around him that might be willing to participate with his nastiness. And I'm not talking about fetishes at all. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the possibility of pedophilia, because he surrounds himself with these men who I have been told that they have pasts, and obviously that automatically does not equal criminal behavior towards, children. I'm not saying that at all, because I don't know. It explains why my nervous system is on high alert. He's been extremely, extremely secretive and quiet, and the door on the lock just makes me so nervous. I just know that eventually anything in the darkness will come to light, what he's doing. My intuition isn't saying he's guilty. My intuition, all it's saying is something here is feeling unsafe, and it is unresolved. And that's very important to acknowledge. Sometimes you can go by your gut feeling and know that something's wrong, and you don't want to accuse somebody of it. What do I do? What do I do? I just know that eventually he'll be his own demise. He never respected my boundaries when we were together. He did introduce some taboo fantasies, and I'm not gonna lie, when he crossed my boundaries, when he even suggested that, I'd be in the middle of him and his brother. And I know it was just a sick, weird fantasy of his. Never happened. His brother probably never knew. Probably be freaked out if he ever heard this, but that kind of secrecy, it becomes dangerous when it's talked about and it's paired with, violations that you bring up to these narcissists, because they'll say that they never said that. They'll punish you and make everybody think that you're lying, when in actuality, what happened is the truth. I'm very concerned about my sons, especially my youngest, that's going to be exposed to these behaviors when I'm not around. I mean, who's to say that he's going to protect our child and not allow him to be on these sites? Anyways, this whole point is to be aware. I want to protect my children, and I know that right now it's not my job to investigate him or confront him or prove anything. I just need to protect myself. I need to protect my sons, and I need to get the fuck on out of here. I need to rely on the facts, and I've been downplaying my fear for so long. I've kept so many things in the dark, and have not really documented anything, because I've been so fearful. I've been fearful of knowing what's actually going on. I wish he would just leave at this point. I don't want anything to do with him, and it's a dark, dark space. He has a dark presence about him.